When the UF class of 1995 put this in the ground, I wasn't even 2 years old yet. Now today they took it out and are cracking open a piece of 90s history. PD officials are officially saying that campus is clear, normal activities can resume. They'll have bigger animals such as tigers, crocodiles, camels, and kangaroos. But some of the things don't change. They'll have some similar animals just like these guys right here. The girl was able to fight off her attacker and scream out for help. The U.S. Department of Agriculture plans to spend $30 million next year to search for better treatment and prevention of citrus greening. Heavy fog closed the port of Tampa, leaving ships with no place to dock and a former Gator coach stuck at sea. President Obama will be announcing a breakdown of how the program would work and where funds would come from in the State of the Union address on January 20th. Reporting from the newsroom, Alexandra Rivera, WUFT News. Zach, Lana, some people think that if 8th Avenue was never changed to 2 lanes, this accident could have been avoided. However, local law enforcement officials do not agree. Officials say it doesn't matter if the road has 2 or 4 lanes, the accident still would have happened. A day after the Gainesville City Commission approved to change Northwest 8th Avenue from 2 lanes back to its original 4 lanes, there was a fatal accident in the middle of the road's main intersection. A motorcycle carrying 2 people ran a red light and was struck by a truck turning onto the road. The accident left the motorcyclist and his passenger dead. Investigators with the Gainesville Police Department are still working on finding out the details of the accident, but the question that came to mind was if the road itself had anything to do with the outcome of the crash. Gainesville Mayor Ed Brady took to social media Friday night, posting a series of emotional tweets about the fatalities and commenting on the 2-lane versus 4-lane argument over the road. However, GPD officials say the layout of the road is irrelevant when it comes down to the nature of the crash and how it happened.
You know, whether this is a 2-lane or 4-lane roadway, it's an intersection crash. These intersection crashes happen every day in the city of Gainesville. We have right around 400 crashes a month in the city of Gainesville. Several of them are in intersections. Luckily for us, not too many of them are fatalities, but the propensity is there every single day in every single crash. So, you know, it's our job to help, you know, and educate people to be safe at intersections, really be safe and defensive all the time when you're driving, but at intersections especially because you have people turning one way or the other.
WUFT reached out to Mayor Brady regarding his comments on Friday night. He responded to us with this statement: "We are very saddened by the loss of life from this incident. The City Commission is committed to promoting safety throughout our community. Our prayers and deepest sympathy are with the people and families involved." Some people attacked Brady on Twitter, saying his statements were politically motivated. Brady responded that the loss of life was his concern, regardless of the road itself. GPD officials say they do not know if speed or any substances played a role in the crash. Investigators with the police department will be releasing more information for the public as soon as it becomes available. Alachua County Sheriff's deputies are looking for 39-year-old Keonta Williams. On Sunday night, she went on a date in Ocala with a truck driver whom she met online. She did not return home until early Monday morning. According to investigators, her boyfriend, 41-year-old Kelvin Bryant, began questioning her whereabouts and the two got into an argument. Williams left their apartment and told her 4 children she was going to get gas. Bryant left shortly after, saying he was going for a walk. Alachua County Sheriff's officials are saying that this case has the classic makings of a whodunit, seeing as Williams was reported missing late Monday night and is still missing as of this morning. Officials are also saying that the truck driver that she went on the date with on Sunday is fully cooperating with the investigation, but her boyfriend Bryant is not. Officials later found Bryant at his sister's house in Putnam County with Williams' car. He was arrested and charged with grand theft auto and is currently in the Alachua County Jail. Investigators are now taking steps to figure out the timeline of events before performing a full search.
We continue to try to track phone records, places that he might have been that have video surveillance, and credit card activity. So it's still a very active and ongoing missing persons report.
Williams' mother, who is actively participating in the investigation, is trying to do everything she can to get the community to help find her daughter.
Hope is alive. My God says she's alive, and I'm going to believe it so I can receive it. And I ask you all to join in with me, and don't break that bond. because you have to keep it going. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive, please.
Announcements for the 2016 presidential election are officially underway, and so far there's a melting pot of candidates, ones whose ideologies and positions can sway voters in one direction or the other. At the University of Florida, this election primarily can sway the votes of students, many of who will be voting for the first time. But does a candidate's background affect which bubble someone fills in at the polls? For 2016, we already see one of history's female candidates with the most attention. We also see non-Native American citizens, such as Republican Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, also running for office, something that has been contested before.
I do think it's interesting that many people said Obama wasn't born in the United States. There was speculation from the right that he was actually born in Africa, that his Hawaiian birth certificate was fabricated, and so it's incredibly interesting to see yet another person like Ted Cruz, who's not from the United States.
And UF students are starting to take notice.
But with Obama, I mean, never once has he had to say he's black. I mean, it's obvious that he's black, so I don't think Rivera Reel has to say that, Latinos or anything.
According to Article 2, Section 1 of the United States Constitution, no person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of president. However, the Naturalization Act of 1790 changed the definition of natural-born to include a person born abroad to parents who are United States citizens, meaning candidates such as Cruz are still in the running. That, plus being of Hispanic descent, may play a role in the upcoming election. In Alachua County, the 2008 election statistically saw a massive wave of voters in the 18 to 25 age demographic due to the fact there was the first African-American man running for president. Since then, the total number of Hispanic voters has almost doubled.
We went from, in 2006, we only had just over 5,000 registered Hispanic voters in the county. By the time of the 2012 election, so just a 6-year jump, we had 9,500 registered Hispanic voters.
And as candidates are turning up left and right, so are the voices of the student body. Students at the University of Florida are obviously from different ethnicities and backgrounds and tend to vote differently as well. And those sentiments and opinions are clearly expressed in the classroom.
Trying to soften up her image, and I think she pulled it off.
His narrative doesn't speak to a lot of other immigrants, obviously.
So is there a degree of Latino-ness? Rather than seeing it as a binary, is this now a fluid concept?
Students are kind of fighting the literature and saying, like, that's not necessarily enough for me. I have to have a very competitive, competent, co-ethnic person if that person wants my vote.
As conversations across campus classrooms are heating up and as candidates roll out their campaigns, only time will tell if the history behind the man or woman will determine the fate of American politics. Alexandra Rivera, WUFT News.